Previously on Coriolis, our group continued along the light path generously provided by Suleiman and eventually reached the bridge, only to find it had suffered a sudden case of deep pressurized everyone dies. After an eventful spacewalk on the outside of the ship, where it's discovered that egregious Philbin likes to rub butter on his exosuit to increase the tension, the group is finally able to repressurize the bridge, gain entrance, and retrieve their weapons. After making sure to leave no useful object unyanked, our heroes made their way down to the med lab to find a number of survivors being tended to by a Dr. Brother Ramos of the Order of the Pariah for their physical ailments and Comina for their spiritual healing. Some discussion with the Brother Ramos, some healing items stored, and a Legion cadet ass hat spoken to, the group turned to make their way to the hangar bay, hoping to acquire a transport off of the Ghazali. But not before Suleiman broadcasted to all the survivors that there was only 14 hours left until the Ghazali would be disintegrated by the sun they were currently being pulled towards. Making a hasty exit, they are stopped momentarily by a woman, Sabbath Poor, who made them an offer with a significant amount of money in order to quietly move some of her cargo onto whatever escape vessel they found, regardless of if that space would cause others to be left on the ship. Then, as Sabbath made her way back to the med lab, they received a desperate transmission from a group trapped in the ship's chapel, asking for rescue.
Today, the adventure continues.
And that is where we left off. We stopped right as Florian was able to make a radio connection between himself and the chapel. And that's where we stopped.
It's apparently been a little bit because when he was talking about the bridge, it took me a little bit. I was like trying to picture a bridge like over something. And it took me a little bit to realize, oh, that kind of bridge.
It's
okay.
a ship bridge. We're in space. All right. Music. There we go. All right. So, yes, you guys had just left the med bay. Sabbath Poor had given you her offer and walked back in. You heard the crackle of the distress call from the chapel saying that there were people trapped in there and they couldn't get out. Florian had just made a connection to be able to speak to them, and that is where we will pick up. So I know you guys had said you were originally heading to the dock when you were both accosted with the offer and got the message.
Had we,
Sounds like
go ahead, what?
I think Florian would a fixer would just say to the rest of the crew, sounds like we have another group in trouble, but they're pretty far aft from where we're going.
Can the system AI, whatever thingy we have, the walk it in your pocket?
Solomon.
Solomon, thank you.
Suleiman.
Can Suleiman tell us unmolested how long it would take us to get to the chapel? Did we ask that previously?
You have not asked that.
Solomon, can you give us the approximate normal human walking speed time to reach the chapel in the ship?
Well, first let me switch the map really quick.
Yeah, I remember we looked at this map right at the end of the last session.
Because you were at the med
ooh.
bay. You were going to go down to the hangar. And
Yeah.
the chapel is pretty forward. Normal human walking distance would put you from the med lab to the chapel in approximately 30 minutes. Also, user Florian, All remaining internal and external sensors have finally been brought online.
I'm kind of thinking maybe that officer we ran into back in the med bay should handle this chapel situation.
Mr.
Cadet school asshat.
Academy. Oh, cadet school. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good idea. But he probably won't though. He seemed pretty busy hanging out in his office.
Yeah.
Silo
We're
keeps walking
actually
to the
pretty
ship.
busy here.
What was that, Bill?
Shyla keeps walking to the ship.
Keeps going towards the hangar.
No comments.
Or the
Yeah,
dock.
keeps moving to the hangar.
Is the what the hell's the place that the people are at again?
The chapel. That would be
The chapel.
up here. You are currently leaving the med bay, which is here. And the hangar, or the docks, are down on the bottom of the ship.
So are we still like right next to the med?
Yeah,
Or
you were in the hallway just outside of the med bay when Sabbath Poor came out, and then you had just started walking when the emergency beacon came out.
So it would just take us like a minute or two to duck in and talk to
Yeah,
Mr.
you're right outside the door.
cadet school.
Before
Does anybody-
you do that, Dent turns to Fixer and goes, "Fixer, in Florian, fix you, the robots, sensors. Can it sense new things more than before?"
Yeah, that's a good question. Suleiman,
Ha! Yeah,
can you
I've
patch
got
the
those.
chapel? Can you patch the chapel into the med bay and then run a detailed scan of the ship between our current location and the hangar?
Medbay and chapel communication systems now linked. What information would you prefer from the detailed scan?
Any signs, any life forms, movement, heat signatures, something like that?
Hold on just a second. I have this written down and I need to find it.
In a super, super loud whisper, Dent turns and puts his hand next to his mouth and leans across to Tarnan's character and says, "I thought of that. That was me."
It was a good idea. We should have thought of that too. Glad you were here.
There
Hope nothing
are
happens to you.
Me too.
That's some grade A prompt engineering, I must say.
user
real dent
Florian.
in that
Scan
problem.
is complete. There are approximately 102 heat signatures aboard the Ghazali.
That's
How
more than
many
that.
of those are on our direct path to the hangar?
Unknown. Sensors
Make
to
it known.
any sensors that would narrow down specific locations in mid-ship section have been damaged beyond repair.
Of those 102 life forms, how many are not in the med lab or chapel?
I was holding down the voice button while he said that.
Oh yeah, of course he was.
That was my.
I waited until he did it.
Yep.
Again, midship sensors are not enough. Midship sensors are not online to figure out exact location. However, there are there are
Hey, what-
20 heat signatures in the chapel. The other 82 heat signatures are somewhere in the midship section.
Dent
That
starts
includes
looking
Medlock?
at his fingers like that's too many.
Yep, that would include anywhere between the upper stasis module to like the cabins. Like this entire section would be like midship. So like the middle of the ship. Top to bottom, side to side. Somewhere in there are 82, and then there are 20 in the chapel. And you said there were 102 total.
Time to pick up the pace. I'm going to go a little bit faster and have my rifle at the ready and pick up the pace.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Where's the pace? I can help.
Pick up the pace.
I lift things.
Have we verified that we do actually have at least escape pods available in the hangar bay? Because like now that sensors are up, if we haven't, maybe we should try checking that before we physically go there if other people need help.
Right. You stay here and figure that out. I'm going to the ship to see if we can even get off of this dying ship, which is about to fly into a star. Let me know if you want to come along. I'll be on the ship. Hey, Fly Guy, you're with me, yeah? I'm gonna need someone to, push a few extra buttons.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Thank you.
Had we figured out how long of a walk, a regular human walk, it was to the bay where the ship is?
Excuse me, that is a unmolested regular human too.
Unmolested. Yeah, okay,
Unmolested.
okay.
I do believe that is the verbiage I used. Unmolested regular
If
human travel
molested,
time.
would they walk faster or slower?
It depends on how and who,
Yeah.
on whether they would move quicker or slower. If they
A
were
lot of factors here, a lot of ins, a lot of outs.
There's a lot of. I'm gonna need intense calculations. It was
Boy.
approximately 30 minutes of unmolested normal
All right,
human
but
movement.
so we are right in between the
It would
chapel.
be, yeah, because it's
and,
more of
and
a
the,
straight across and then going down
Okay.
levels. It's going to be about the same amount of time between the two.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think like somebody go back and yell at the at Captain Cadet and let him know that there's some folks out there that we're gonna keep going to the ship and secure that, and then we'll come back and deal with the chapel if we have time.
There would not be time.
All right. So what are people doing?
Um.
Sounds like we're slowly shuffling our way
Yeah.
down to the hangar.
I disagree with
Bar-
only the word slowly. The rest of it, I'm totally on board with.
Yeah. Barkus is gonna peek his head back in the hallway, like wherever, the rest of the people we were talking to in the med bay were, yell back that there are people in the chapel. Somebody should go check on them, and that we're gonna keep on keeping on with this ship.
Okay.
And then hurry back to catch up with Grumpy McGrumperson.
And out of character, can somebody remind me the whole CD deal thing? Did we agree to like get something off the ship for criminal person?
We heard her out. I don't think we actually promised anything yet. But she made that offer, and then she doubled it after she didn't get an immediate
more than
response.
doubled it. I think it was almost triple. It went from 15
Which-
to 40.
Was not suspicious at all. But yeah, no, we didn't agree to anything. We just said we'd think about it and look at it and decide.
No,
I think did the
Marcus.
crates have to remain unopened?
Yes, and she said that they needed to be the first things on the transport, and that you needed to keep quiet.
Again, not suspicious at all.
No, she did give you a manifest that said they were, what was it, medicinal narcotics. And it looked legit. And then Marcus just said, we'll see. All right, so if you continue down to the hangar area, this is approximately 30 minutes. Is there anything anybody wants to do, talk about during that walk?
Go faster than that. but without expending any extra energy or experience anything detrimental.
Just
due to
faster.
Yeah, just faster, please. No, I'm good, thanks.
All right, I just wanted to give everybody a chance.
I mean, honestly, I'm having a really hard time. Like, you gave us the walking speed for average non-molested humans. How about queer
Dent.
humans?
Oh,
How
Because we
about-
all know that that's at least 20% faster.
I don't know. If you've got a good enough slaughter going on, I think, you know, it could take
I would
slower.
like that speed in meters per second because this is a European game, as we discussed earlier.
Well, actually, the average, let me see, the average movement is going to be about 30 feet, which is approximately 10 meters per...
Also, Imogen may be an unmolested normal human by some standards, but that dress is definitely going to slow her down.
this seems to be a fair amount. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Touche.
All right, so and nobody wants to do anything in particular on your
Nope.
travel. Then you do make it down to the docks unmolested the entire way. And let me... All right. As you step into the docking bay, the harsh glare of emergency lights assaults your eyes. The air is thick with the acrid smell of smoke, ozone, and burnt wiring. The once sleek walls of the bay are now scarred and blackened, twisted metal and shattered panels bearing testament to the ferocity, no matter how brief, of the incident. Your gaze falls upon a smaller ship, the only ship in the docking area, which sits on the deck at an odd angle, its hull cracked and dented. The ship's landing gear, once sturdy and strong, now lays twisted and tangled like a broken spider's leg around the area where the ship's hull rests on the floor. The ship's few windows are shattered, fragments scattered across the deck like 1,000 tiny diamonds. The dock itself is a mess of debris and tangled cables. Hoses lie severed, their ends occasionally flailing like snakeheads. Warning signs and hazard strips seem to cover every available service, a riot of color that only adds to the sense of chaos. The only sound is the creaking and groaning of twisted metal, the faint hiss of leaking atmosphere, and the steady beep of the warning alarms, echoing off the walls like a mournful dirge. The outer walls of the dock alternate between cargo storage bays, some with doors closed, others open and empty, and airlocks allowing entrance to ships should any be docked on the outside of the cruise liner. The far wall also has multiple storage bays. So you would come, it's like a long rectangle, 2 floors. The second floor just has kind of a catwalk that going around the top, as you see there, and you would come in on one far side.
Oh, good. And I was worried we wouldn't have enough time to get this thing prepped and out of here.
We come in on the catwalk level or the bottom level?
I would say either. I'll totally leave that up to you. This is just the scenery that was in the book. So you could either go at ground level or the catwalk level. I'll let that be your call.
Lars, you pick.
But I mean, like, where was the entrance at? Like, it must have been on one of the levels, right?
There's an entrance on both levels. Well, you could enter into the second level and go straight to the catwalk, or you could go down and enter into the ground level. So, like I said,
Okay.
you would know
Right.
that there was an option for both, so it's whichever you would prefer.
Should we try the ground level? So we probably have to go there to get in the ship.
I think our chat has said it's got to be catwalk level.
I mean,
We have to at least do a little turn on the catwalk.
On the catwalk, yeah?
Yeah. Dent walks over to the railing and leans over it and like grabs his scruffy beard thing and goes, I think I could fix that.
Which part?
All of that. Well, not the robot bits, but we have Fixer.
Fair. How long do you think that would take you, Dent?
Oh, a month, maybe 2.
How much do you think you could do in like 3 hours?
Not very much.
Okay, I want you to fix the most important parts, like making sure to hold atmosphere, and maybe we can roll it out the damn door before we hit the star. Look, I'm sorry if I'm barking orders, but I'm just getting a little bit nervous, and I'm feeling really anxious about being on the ship that's about to get cooked by a star, and this is not what I was hoping for.
Well, I could go down and see what's in it. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks.
Please, I await good news, I hope.
Dent launches himself over the edge to get down there faster.
Lars, you said you went on the ground floor? Or did you
Well,
say...
I would go with the I was suggesting going to the ground floor, but if everybody else went up to the catwalk, I would follow the.
No,
group.
you're right. That's right. Okay. So you launch yourself off the catwalk. Give me a dexterity roll, Dent.
I was hoping for that. I mean, I hope I don't die from it, but let's go for dexterity. I have a 2 in.
You have a 2 in dexterity and a 4 in agility, so there'd be a total of 6.
Wait, where do I see the 4 in agility?
Are you on the Coriolis?
Oh, I see.
page?
Plus, yep. I see the +4. The parentheses I didn't take as additional stuff. Okay.
Yeah, in the skills it adds them together. It just doesn't add any equipment or talents into that number.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Let's not break a leg, y'all. I have 1 6, and that's it.
You actually you launch yourself off the edge. You hear the catwalk shifts a little bit just at your sheer weight, and you do the classic superhero landing.
Do I try to and I fail, or do I actually land it?
No, you actually land. You do a superhero
sweet.
landing, and you just kind of stand up, crack your back.
And in that super, super loud whisper to himself, Dan goes, "Yeah, that looks so cool." And then I go in to assess the damage and see what's going on in there.
Okay. What is everybody else doing while Dent launches himself over the side?
I will find a less dramatic way to get down, but also get down.
Is there just a stairs that goes down to the main level?
Yeah. It's very easy and obvious way down because it's meant to be
Yeah,
used
very
by
easy and
workers.
obvious, very close by.
Yeah.
No one else
I-
needs to launch themselves down.
I would prefer to do that way, please.
Then totally use the handrail to the stairs to launch over.
Dan did not even look for stairs. Let's be real.
All right. Okay, so as everybody makes your way down there, since Dent does get there first, give me a technology check.
Oh dear. I got a 0 + 0 on that, so what does that mean?
So you can't roll. Never mind.
No, I don't think I can roll that. I mean, I can look at it and go, while scratching my beard, but I don't think that's gonna help.
Yeah, with your skill set, you wouldn't really know. So you could be directed on how to fix it, but just looking at the ship, you really have no idea.
I do have ordinary tools, so I think I take out a really freaking big wrench and just sort of tap it meditatively against
you're
next
kicking
to
a
the
tire.
technology. Yeah, exactly.
You, tap the hull and go, huh.
Yep.
All right, then everybody else does make it down, and you are all at the ship. If anybody wants to check and see how what repairs they think would be needed, give me a technology check.
Did you mention that there was connecting airlocks? Would those connecting airlocks have external ships potentially?
If there was a ship currently docked to the Ghazali, that's where they would be docked. Yes.
Okay. Fixer would see if there's a manifest or an inventory of any external docked vessels, separate from this problematic one in the middle here.
Okay. That would probably be something that I will say you wouldn't see that anywhere around. It would probably be something you need to ask Solomon. Hold that thought for just a second. Who is checking the ship?
I am. Maybe I don't have my bad luck anymore. I got 2 6s.
Oh, damn. And then, all right, so Egregious has 2.
So do I.
Shabbat has 2. Is anybody else? Technology, checking it out.
I'm not checking the ship, but I kind of tisk over the mess and have started like pulling, stuff away and focusing on larger items first if possible. Just trying to clear out the area so that there will be space to work when needed.
I
No
would,
clue what I'm
Geek
talking about.
Squad.
what was that, Lars?
What?
Can we call it the Geek Squad?
You are the Geek Squad. So both of you agree this. Yeah, it's gotta start. Agree that Bill, is it Shaba?
Naba.
Shaba? Okay. I want to start making sure I'm using everybody's character names. So Shaba and Egregious, you do kind of give the ship a once around. You do see that the like, oh, I'm trying to think of the walk up, the ramp. There you go. Thank you. I'm sorry. The entrance ramp to the ship is down. But as you walk around the ship, between the landing gear being screwed up, the windows being busted, the hull being broken, Dent wasn't wrong. It would take weeks with the proper training and equipment to make this thing spaceworthy. This ship is not going anywhere in the 13 hours you have left.
Can we ask Saruman if there's any other ships?
Before you do that, God damn it. Before you do that, Fixer, Florian, you were gonna ask something.
Yeah, just checking up on asking Solomon for the status of any docked ships in the external airlock docking positions.
Okay.
After seeing the state of this one, is probably just kind of scrambling for options.
So as Egregious and Shaba are kind of making their way around the far side of the ship and coming back, you do ask that, and Solomon responds, when the Ghazali departed, there were 12 ships attached to it. Currently, only one remains. Fatma's Bounty is currently attached on the port side.
What's the type and condition of ship?
Processing. The Fatma's Bounty is a medium free trader Omric class ship. Currently, it is holding atmosphere. Internal engines and sensors appear to be functioning normally.
Dent bashes the broken ship again and goes, "That's way better than this one." And that's my expert opinion.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. Do we have oh wait, I'm sorry. Was that out loud? Was that in speaker mode?
Let's just assume it's always on speakerphone mode.
Except when it's
That might be-
updating how many
But we
hours
could
are
make
left
you
until
repeat
you
everything
die.
Sean says to us.
I mean, that could be fun.
Yeah,
Okay,
let's
so
get the airlock number for Fatma's Bounty, and maybe we'll go check that out.
Okay. So as Shaba and Egregious come back around to where the rest of the group is, and you tell them, kind of talk about what's happening, you do hear a sound. At first, it's just a light sound that alerts you of the faint scratching of claws on metal, a soft creaking of leather-like skin, and a low, menacing growl that seems to vibrate through the air. Noises are subtle at first, but they send a shiver down your spine. As your gaze pierces deeper into the darkness, you catch a glimpse of a figure that makes your heart skip a beat. At first, it's just a dark silhouette, a featureless shape that seems to blend seamlessly into the surrounding gloom. But then, a pair of glowing red eyes snap into focus, piercing the darkness like hot coals. As the creature steps forward, its features become clearer. Its body is a mass of hard, sinewy muscles covered in a thin layer of dark fur that seems to absorb the light around it. Its face is a twisted nightmare, with large fangs barred in a perpetual snarl. The eyes, those glowing red orbs, seem to burn with an inner fire, a fierce and untamed energy that makes you take a step back. But it's not just the creature's unnatural appearance that's unsettling. You notice a glint of metal beneath its fur, the faint hum of cybernetic enhancements that seem to be grafted onto its body. The Legion's handiwork, no doubt. The Nakatra's eyes seem to flash with an unnatural hunger, a hunger that's been amplified by the cold, calculating presence of its cybernetic implants. And
Pause for a brief moment of backstory. Could you please tell us what the Legion is at this moment?
I can... Hold on, let me get my stuff together.
In the meantime, Dent throws that giant wrench over his shoulder and goes, "Huh, that doesn't look good."
All right, so the Legion is a diverse collection of mercenaries and armed skippers gathered around the remnants of a fleet squadron from the Portal Wards. It's the youngest of the first-come factions, usually considered Zenithian, due to their close ties to the Consortium. 2 flagships. Diverse collection of mercenaries, known for getting new technology.
Just wondering, like, what we would know, like, the way that you said it, we would know that this was from the Legion. And I'm
yes.
guessing that's not
Consider
a good
it,
thing.
they are one of the factions usually working in close concert with the Consortium. So you would know them as kind of the space station Coriolis' military, for lack of a better term. They're not the only military adjacent power. The Order of the Pariah would be the other big one, but they are the one that kind of keep the order on Coriolis and around it.
Is there generally a negative connotation to that, or is that just sort of like a normal thing to find a cybernetic dog thing?
You would know, I mean, it is known that the Legion does kind of treat the Nakatra as trained guard dogs, and they do cybernetically augment them in order to use them in battle.
Okay,
but they
so
usually have control collars and such.
Okay, so seeing this isn't like, oh, I've never seen anything like this before or heard of this before. It's more.
I would say you've
wow,
heard of
why
it
is
before,
this
but they're not common to see because they're usually like kept by the Legion for times when they're not just paraded out. They're just kept for times when they might be actually needed. So you've heard of Nakatra, but I don't really know if anybody in this group would have been around them in person before.
Thank you. I appreciate the backstory.
I worked on a Nakatra ranch as a child.
I raised one from birth.
Yeah, like my like Marcus is actually Nakatra for father.
Wow.
Wow, indeed. All right.
I reach out to the creature and say, "Come to me, son." I
know. And then Nakatra growls, "I am your father, Marcus." No, wrong movie.
So we will. Let me see. All right.
9.
It is 9:06. Let's do initiative quick, and then we'll take a quick 5 before the combat starts.
How does initiative work again?
So, initiative works. So first, before we get into any modifiers or anything like that, Coriolis does, you roll a d6, and then if there are ties, you keep rolling until people figure out order. I'm going to do d10 since we have that many people. So everybody roll a d10, and that will be...
I don't have any of those anymore. I got rid of them all so I could have these.
I know, me too. Hold on, I need to go get my non-D6s.
That's crazy. Who does that?
I rolled an 8.
Who does that?
An 8?
That's hilarious. I also rolled an 8.
That's hilarious. I also rolled an 8. Good plan, Sean.
Did you really?
This could not have
That's
gone better.
awesome.
Now I'm wondering, like, who else used Google? Like, is Google just rigged?
Yeah.
Fixer rolled a 9.
All right, so hold on a second.
9.
Fixer.
Do I want high or low?
Stop it. High. Or actually low, I'm sorry. That's the way it does it
Okay,
low.
then I'll take my second roll, which is
Oh
a 2.
no. Yeah, mine
I got an
was
8.
3.
Everybody's talking at once. All right, Dent, what'd you get?
A3.
A3. All right. Egregious.
8.
8. All right. Florian, what did you get?
9.
9? Okay, so that was right. All right. Shaba.
So I have combat vet. I rolled my 2d6 and picked the one I want.
2d10, but yes.
Okay, so I picked the 2.
2.
Oh wow.
right.
Is lower better?
Yes,
I
lower's
guess so.
better.
Oh,
does
it is.
It does it in
Oh.
reverse order. Lady
Okay.
Imogen Highborn the 6th.
8.
All right, then I'm gonna have the Nakatra go just on their own. All right. All right. Why don't we take a couple of minutes, especially so I can readjust everything. All right, so big creatures coming up. All right, so just give everybody a quick overview. The way combat works, each round is 10 to 20 seconds. Everybody is going to have 3 action points per turn, per round. Those action points can be spent. A slow action costs 3, so that'd be all of them. A regular action costs 2, and a fast action costs 1. If you want to do a reaction, like a attack of opportunity, or in order to defend a melee attack, you have to spend one of your action points to do a reaction to defend, you need to have one. So if you spend all 3 of your action points on your turn, then you will not be able to do a reaction, which would either be to defend or do anything of that nature. So you got to kind of figure out, if you go early, do you want to use all of them, or do you want to save one? But if you don't use an action point, when it comes back around to you, you just get 3 again. That make sense so far? So everybody just has to keep track of their 3. So first up is going to be... Who is it? It is Shaba.
Hello.
You are first up.
Okay, cool. Let's walk through this. I can tell you, without even looking at the book, all about space combat. Tell me about what's going on with ranged combat. I have my weapon out. It's already loaded.
Okay. Your Vulcan carbine.
That's the one. Yep, got it.
So you would make a... You would figure out who you wanted to take a shot at. You would make a ranged combat roll. Your Vulcan carbine gives a bonus of 1. Your ranged combat is 3. So you would roll 4 of them.
Plus my agility.
What was that?
Plus my agility.
Is that... Sorry, looking at it.
It's just like all the other skills. You get your base score plus your skill score.
Yes. Yes, that would be 8. Plus the 1 from the carbine, so that would be 9.
Does
Plus the
anybody,
one for ranged combat targeting scope. So I should have 10.
What was that, Lars?
does anybody remember we had a bunch of weapons from the locker? Did we each grab carbine?
I
don't
believe so.
recall anymore.
Yeah, or those who didn't grab carbine, the Vulcan carbines grabbed the Vulcan pistols. So I don't know who has what.
Sorry, I just wanted to see.
Yes. We absolutely sorted those out already.
Yes.
I at least added it to my sheet. If you
Yes.
didn't, I have no fucking clue what you got. Sorry.
Okay, well I already have a pistol, so I am sure I must have grabbed a carbine.
So I roll that. 3 6s out of 10.
All right, so. All right, so every 6 is a hit. Your crit is 2. So you could spend 2 of those and do a crit. Yes.
I also have where the hell did it just go? There, let's look on this character sheet. Judge's talent is an auto crit injury when attack hits.
Auto crit when your attack hits, regardless of whether the attack should cover armor. Life extra dog as usual. All right, so you automatically get a critical hit, and then you can spend additional crit dice to re-roll that critical hit if you want.
So just to understand combat here, I have to use 1. I've got 3 6s. I have to use 1 to hit. It's automatically critical, but I can then spend 2 more to increase it.
Yes. Or you not increase it, to re-roll on the crit table and pick.
Ew.
So, and it's yes. Normally you would spend the 2 to do a crit, and then you could spend 1 additional each time.
Gotcha.
So you can either do you could also spend all 3 to increase the damage to a total of 5 damage.
So it's gonna be 3 damage, and I can roll 3 times on the crit and pick whichever one I want, basically. So I want to do 1 each just to learn the effects. I want to do 1 to additional damage. So it'll be 4 damage, which means I have 1 6 left, which I'm going to use as a re-roll.
All right, hold on a second. I just want to make sure I'm right about the additional damage. Yep. Okay. Increase the damage by 1 point. Okay, I just want to make sure I was. So you got 3 successes.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're going to use the first one to do 3 damage.
The first one to hit.
Yes, to do 3 damage. Your hit automatically does 3 damage.
Oh, gotcha. Roger. That makes sense.
So you have 2 successes left.
Second one. The second one goes towards damage, so now it's 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. And then you're going to use the last one to re-roll the crit table so you can pick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then you roll 2 6s. Roll them 1 at a time. You pick 1 to be the 10s and 1 to be the 1. Off of the crit.
Now, having done 4 damage, don't they get to use their armor to see if it negates damage?
Only. So, in order for a creature or an NPC to do that, that costs a reaction. Or no. Does that do armor? Fuck. Sorry, hold on a second.
No worries. I'm new to this too.
Gotta see if it takes an action or not. Because in order for a creature to do a reaction, I have to spend a darkness point. But I don't know if armor does that. Nope, that's an automatic. Okay, so they do have 1 armor, the Nakatra do, just for their thick hide. So
Gotcha.
the way, if anybody has any armor, you get to roll whatever the armor number is of dice, and if you get a 6, you decrease the damage by 1. It's not an automatic damage reduction. You get to roll for it.
Right.
All right, so Bill, you were going to roll on the critical injuries table.
Yes, sir.
Twice. So roll 1 at a time. The first one would be the 10's place. Second one would be the 1's place.
Okay, so you can't really see it, but there's a red one and a green one. The red one's going to be the high, and the green one's going to be the low.
Okay, so roll once. Tell me what you get.
But that doesn't really make a whole lot of difference because I have... because we leveled up, I took Executioner.
Yeah.
Which means I can switch these.
Yeah, but then you also get to roll a second time.
Oh, you're right.
So
I got a 26, which I will turn to a 62.
All right, a 26 is dislocated shoulder. A 62 is a destroyed leg. And then you can roll 1 more time.
And a 64, which I could turn to... I'll keep it a 64.
A severed aorta. So unconscious for D6 hours, and then -2 to dexterity. So...
Executioner seems cool.
roll the D6 one more time, Bill.
One more time. It's a 6.
All right, so it's unconscious for 6 hours. So you pull up. Was that a regular shot or an aimed shot? A
Regular.
Regular. All right. So you pull up your carbine. You aim at the one to the south that you have a clear shot on, and you just let a series of bullets fly. And the first one kind of bounces off. You hear it hit a metal part of its shoulder, and it bounces off. Second one goes over its other shoulder, and the third one, you can see it bury itself in its neck, and then just this thick blood just starts spraying out, and its claws go up and try and stop it, and then it just drops to the ground and just lays there. It only took 4 damage, but it is so
unconscious. It's not dead.
Unconscious.
Were there 3 shots because of the 3 6s?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going with. Yeah,
because
it was 3 hits. So I'd say the 2 kind of bounced off for flavor's sake, and then the third one kind of buried in it. All right, so in that case, your turn is over. It is the other Nikatra's. Actually, which one is which? That was...
No, Jasmine.
Yes, Jasmine.
Yes.
Oh.
All right, so you hear a growl from the northern Nikatra as it comes out from behind the crates. 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so that's 2, 1. Is a...
So, question.
Yes.
Fast action is 10 yards. Is that 2 squares?
Good question.
No, I think a fast action allows you to do your movement. That's 10 meters, so that's about 30 feet.
Oh, it says fast action, sprinting a short distance, typically 10 yards.
10 yards. So a yard is 3 feet, so that's 30 feet. Sorry.
How many squares is one fast action then? Can't do feet, meters, and yards, and all that nonsense. I need no squares.
I don't like 10 meters. So that's about...
How many meters is it a yard, or vice versa?
So hold on. He was starting... Oh, not measure. Not measure. All right.
I need these in freedom units.
Okay, so each square, we're just going to do 5 feet. So I'm just going to stick with 5 feet because that's what we've been doing, and that's how I've always been making the maps. So...
Okay, but how many feet's in a yard?
3. So 10 yards is 30 feet. So 6 squares.
Thank you, that helps so much. I'm going to write that down.
6. That's 1 fast action. 2, 3. It's 2 fast actions. And then is going to go up to Lady Imogen, and it is going to do a melee quick attack, which has a -2 modifier. And then Akatra have, let me see, 6 strength, so it gets to roll 4. Alright. So, the Nakatra runs up and just takes a double clawed swipe at Imogen, and she just kind of like looks at it and then kind of just does a curtsy, and the claws go right over the top of her head.
Sorry.
Jill, are you sure this is your character?
I mean, at some point I should have a character that doesn't just get its ass kicked, right?
Right? I think you've been owed this. You're due.
All right.
I really do deserve this at this point.
Didn't Sanishi kick more ass than get her ass kicked, though?
She did both in equal measure.
Yeah, Sanishi, I remember Sanishi hit a lot, but she never did a lot of damage. You always rolled really well to hit and really terrible on the damage.
Yeah, like she would hit, but it was like a bad breath attack.
All right, so it is Dent's turn.
Oh, dear heavens. Okay, so I can reach it from here, I think.
Yes.
I have a power glove.
Yes, which gives
1, 1, 2, 3. I'm very helpful.
1, 1, 2, 3. So one bonus on attack.
So 1 extra dice.
One
when I
extra
attack.
dice to attack. Yeah. So you would use force, I believe, when you're doing a melee. You test your melee. All right, hold on a second. This first one. I knew this first.
It looks as though it will take two of my 3 AP to do a close combat attack.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember exactly. Yeah, if you want to do a regular close combat attack, it would be a regular action, which would be 2.
Of course, so I've
Normal
got
action, 8 bonus action.
plus
What was that?
1 for the. I've got 8 plus 1 for the power glove.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
Yeah, please take your time.
Just want to make sure since it's melee. Melee combat is strength.
Strength, which is force. Yes. Or melee. Oh shoot. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's still 8. Either way, it's fine.
Is there a melee?
There is a melee skill. Yes.
Is there? Where the melee combat? There you go. Yeah. So you'd roll the melee combat, which would be whatever your melee is plus your strength.
So plus the bonus 1 for the power glove.
Yes. So that's how many 6s you would roll.
Okay. Is there anything? What is this any one for the second slot?
Initiative bonus.
What does that mean? Do
When
I
you
have
roll
it?
initiative, you would get 1 extra. Like you'd be able to add 1 to it.
But if lower is better, is that bad?
You'd be able to subtract 1 to it from it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it would have been a 2, I guess. Okay. Okay, so then I roll 8 because that is my melee, and I roll an extra 1 for the power glove.
Yes. So roll 9.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just choosing dice at random. 8 and 1 extra. And throw them in the cup. I hate my life. There are no 6s.
None.
Not a single one, no.
All right. You can pray to the icons and push the roll and give me a darkness point to
I
re-roll.
kind of feel like with this many dice I should. This is ridiculous. I can't believe there was not a single. Oh, my lanta. I'm going to give you dice one more attempt.
All right. So I will add a darkness point. Wait. Stop.
Whoa.
Stop.
What?
No.
All right,
It specifically says skill test, not attack.
Okay. Well,
so you have one
big ol'
more.
whiff.
You have one more action point. You could either take a quick attack or save it.
I would like a quick attack, please. What's a quick attack?
You attack with a -2 penalty.
Okay, so minus 2 dice.
Yes.
Okay.
So it'd be 7 dice.
Hot diggity! I got 1. 1 6.
1 6. All right. So, the Nakatra. I'm gonna spend 1. I don't get that. I'm gonna spend 1. Oh, actually, he gets an armor. Actually, that's right. So let me roll the 1. That was a fail. All right. So the damage is 2. So you do 2 damage to the Nakatra with that 1 6.
Is the 2 damage just from the power glove?
The 2 damage is altogether. The power glove specifically is a cell powered, which means
It says damage 2 on it, but I would hope that if I didn't have a power glove, I would still have done something.
well, you might have, but it probably would have just been 1 damage.
Okay.
So the power glove is cell powered. I know that does something. I promise next time this is going to go faster.
Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing either, so I appreciate the
Yeah,
fact.
or his brother.
So energy weapon. Stun energy weapons require cell. I mean, it's a cell-powered weapon, so I would assume that there is.
I have no idea what
Cell-powered weapons require cells to function, while primitive weapons do not. If you depleted the cells with it, it would not work.
Don't know how to tell if I've depleted. This is the first time I've used the power glove. I'm either playing a Nintendo game or.
You gotta make sure you're in range of a tower.
All right, I will dig into that further later on what actually depletes the cells. But so you do 2 damage to the Nakatra.
Which the power glove itself says damage 2.
Yep. So since you had 1 success, you managed to. So as its claws come down and Lady Imogen kind of stands up, you just stand up tall, almost as tall as the creature, and you pull back in the power glove and you punch it like right in the sternum. And you feel it give a little bit, but you can tell that the tough muscle, along with whatever cybernetics are underneath, the creature kind of jerks a little bit, but you can tell it didn't really do too much to it.
I'm wondering if 3 quick attacks is better than 1 normal attack and 2 quick attacks at this point, but we shall learn that at a later date.
All right, then it's the other Nakatra's turn, who is currently laying on the ground, gasping for breath. So that's 1 round.
Just resting.
All right, so Lady Imogen, it's your turn.
He's just resting for what, 6 hours? Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yes, 6 hours. And then die.
And at that point, they're dying. So it's fine.
All right, so Jill, it is Lady Imogen's turn.
Okay. I am going to. I'm torn. I think I'm also going to attack with my power glove.
Do you have a power glove?
Yeah.
Okay. I must not.
Oh my god, samesies!
I know, right?
Frenzies! Oh, wait. They're both going to die now? Son of a bitch.
Oh, you do? Okay.
No, we're just gonna have a dressing room montage later.
So your melee plus your strength, so you would roll 6.
6, 7 with the bonus from the power glove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're doing a regular attack, so it's 2 action points.
Ooh, I got 1 6.
All right. So the creature is going to roll for its armor. That's a 3, so it doesn't. So you also did 2 damage.
Yay!
So
Dent just turned super gay and was like, "Oh my god, I want tips."
So as Dent punches its sternum and pulls the power glove back, and the creature just kind of looks down at its chest and looks at you, Lady Imogen also looks at Dent, pulls back his power glove, and hits the creature in the same spot on its sternum. And it crunches down a little bit more, and then it stands up and growls at both of you, and you can see it's damaged, but not a whole lot. You can see that did something, but it didn't make a big difference to the creature.
And I want to hold my other action point and prepare a counter attack in case I get attacked again.
All right, then that would make it Marcus Barton's turn.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. So am I correct that with the way inventory and weapons and all that goodness is set up, I need to spend 1 action point to draw my weapon, and then I could use 2 to go beep, beep, beep.
No. I would say it's kind of how we did it in D&D. If combat happens, people just that's a
okay.
action.
Well, we ready.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess what I'm sorry if this was mentioned and I wasn't paying attention or didn't retain it. But how far is short range versus mid range versus long range?
Close range
20,
is
100, and beyond.
meters. Yeah. So I would say close range is 2 meters, which is 6.5 feet. So that's adjacent. Short range is 20 meters, which is 65 feet. So about 60 feet. Long range is 100 meters, so like 320 feet.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
perfect.
So I mean, it's very comparable to what we're used to in D&D. Adjacent, short, and long.
Cool. All right, that's perfect. Thanks. In that case, I will whip it out, and by it I mean my Vulcan cricket, my noisy cricket.
Noisy cricket.
And then I'm just gonna like fire like 3 quick shots at the close thing.
So you're gonna do the fast actions.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. For range, that's short range max. My bad. Well, in that case,
Because
in that case, I'll pull out my carbine and do an auto fire shot on it.
Oh, you're gonna do auto. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna. Let's see how the rolling of the dice treats us here.
All right. Let me just make sure I've got.
Assuming I can do that, considering I don't have any points in range. It's just my base agility roll. Because if that's the case, then I will try to manipulate the dog to death. Or the thing to death.
Let me just check. I mean, I think you would still be able to do it. You just wouldn't have.
Oh, okay, fine.
When attacking an enemy from a distance with a ranged weapon, test the range combat skill. I'm going to say you can still use the base agility with it, because, I mean, anybody can fire a gun. You're just not going to aim it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is possible to test general skill like range combat. If your skill is 0, you would roll dice for corresponding. Okay. So that is good. Now,
So I just roll
for automatic fire. That's all 3. Long range or less. So you have a -2 modifier to the attack roll.
Okay.
So whatever your agility is, take 2 dice away from that.
Cool. I'm gonna roll a d6 then.
That's 1.
Yep.
Okay, so roll that. Tell me what you get.
All right. Roll 1d6. Google, go. Oh my god, it's a 3.
It's a 3? Okay, so that didn't hit, but regardless of success, you can continue to roll additional dice one at a time for as long as you want. As soon as you roll a 1, the weapon's clip is empty and must be reloaded.
Okay. All
Which
right,
is a normal
good.
action.
Do another roll. That was a 2. Another roll. That was a 5. Another roll. That was a 3. And a 5. And a 4. And a 3. And a 3. And a 3. And a 2.
Okay, you got to get your own dice. No.
Yeah, I really do.
Or we can
White,
just use Foundry.
Hey, we got a 6. We got a 6.
My D6 are the same way.
All right, so that's 1. All right, so you can keep rolling. So you can stop at any time. Or you can keep rolling as long as you want. If you do run out of your clip, then to reload is a normal action, which is 2 action points.
Okay.
So
that we'll have to wait until next turn if that happens. When that happens, I do have a single d6, and since I'm only rolling 1, we'll actually roll that. All right, that's a 5. It's a 4. It's a 5. It's a 4. It's a 5. It's a 6.
okay, so that's 2.
It's a 6.
Oh my god.
It's a 6. It's a 4. It's a 6. It's a 5. I'm just gonna keep 5. 1. All right, there we go.
Okay. So that is, let me see. So that's 5. The carbine does 2 damage. Is that its damage?
I thought it was 3.
What do you tell me?
I have 3.
3? All right, so
Yeah.
3,
Cricket
4,
Cricket
5,
is
6,
2,
7.
carbine is 3.
All right, so you end up doing 7 damage to the creature. So you step out around Shiba and Lady Imogen and just kind of bring up your carbine and just close your eyes and just since you're not really skilled at range combat, this is like you're not used to firing a weapon. So you just kind of close your eyes and just hope it happens, and it starts going all over the place. But you manage to like push the top of the barrel down with the palm of your hand, and you get a few quick successions before you just hear click, 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 click. And as you open your eyes, you see just 5 bullet holes oozing blood from the creature, and that was 7 damage. So you actually... Oh, wow. Yeah. So as the creature kind of like leans over, blood ends up coming out of its mouth, and it's actually looking pretty bloodied after that particular assault. And it is, it's looking rough.
All right. Yay.
Marcus, it's your turn. Wait, Marcus just went. I'm sorry. Egregious, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I will, I guess, fire on the same one with my carbine.
What are you gonna do? Fast attack, regular attack, aimed attack, or auto or rapid fire? It depends on how many action points and whether you want a positive or a negative to the roll.
So, all right. Can you remember again? So, if I use all 3 action points, that's an aimed attack.
That's an aimed shot, and I believe that is +2. Let me double check on that. Aim shot 3 +2 bonus to the attack. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm far enough back. I'm not super worried about saving my reaction, so I'll do that. So
Okay.
I add 2 dice.
Yep. So it'd be whatever your ranged attack, whatever your ranged number is, plus your agility, plus the 1 for the carbine, and then the 2 for that. So that.
And then I've got a targeting scope, so that's 1 more, I think, right?
1 more. Okay. You have the carbine, right? In addition to the pistol.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's how many is that altogether? Range 2, agility 4, so that's 6. Plus 1 for the carbine, that's 7. Plus 1 for the scope, that's 8. Plus 2, so that's 10.
All those dice, and I got 3. I guess
You
that's
got
not
3?
horrible.
All right, so I believe the carbine's crit number is 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
yep.
you've got 3 6s. The first one does the 3 initial damage. Then if you want, you can either spend those other 2 6s to increase that 3 damage to a 5 damage, or you can spend those other 2 to roll on the critical hit table and see what you get. That is your choice.
The critical hit thing sounds more fun.
Oh,
Can you remember me how that works?
So you roll 2 d6s. One of the d6s is the 10 spot, and one of the d6s is the 1 spot. You can, if they're different colors, you can roll them like that. Otherwise, just roll them one at a time, 10 first, and then the single.
Okay. I'll do 10's red, 1 is blue.
Okay. And then just tell me what number it is.
64.
Severed aorta. Roll the d6 again.
Roll just 1d6?
Yeah, just 1d6 for how many minutes? Oh,
2.
sorry, how many hours? 2? All right, so it's unconscious for 2 hours. So the creature dropped. So you kind of, you pull up your carbine and you put it on Dent's shoulder, and then you turn just a little bit and you shoot the creature right in the neck. Like you aim, take a second, and you shoot it, and it goes right in its neck and then out the other, and blood just spurts out both ways. And the creature's hands go from the bullet holes in its chest up to trying to stop the bleeding, and it falls to the ground. And both of these creatures would be unconscious, and we're not going to roll to have you guys kind of If you want to kill them, you can kill them because they're unconscious. So you can basically just kick them to death if you want. So we
Dent does turn around and go, "That was so cool."
Okay, you kind of described the background of them, but I don't really remember. Are they more like animals, or are they like sentient?
They're semi-intelligent. So definitely, I would say they're right in between. Like they have a bit of ability to speak, but they're also trained attack dogs as well. Yeah, because I think the book describes them as semi-intelligent creatures. There's a few different species that are that way. Just verify one more time, but
I do have hyper rope with apparently really sharp rope that you need special tools to be able to climb. We could potentially like tie one if we wanted to.
With the damaged aorta.
Okay, maybe not that one.
No, they
We both have damaged aortas at this point.
Oh, they both. Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
So Shava slaps him on the shoulder, slaps Egregious on the shoulder and says, "Nice shot, Fly Guy. Let's get out of here." And starts moving forward.
Alright.
Hopefully not, shocking Fly Guy into shooting off a few more rounds.
Alright, then let me switch the map back really quick. Yeah. Critical injuries, fun times. But just so you guys know, those critical injuries go the other way too, and that's one of the reasons combat can be so deadly, because it's just one of those rolled wrong and your character's dead. And actually, each of those guys had 21 hit points. So just normal shots would have taken a while.
Dang.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys got really fucking lucky with the critical hits. And so that was the normal combat. There is also a combat reloaded. Like this is one of Free League's first RPGs they put out, and they kind of refined their combat system later. So the community has taken their newer combat systems, more refined, and kind of back-rolled it into Coriolis. So we might do this a couple of times, and then once I get used to it a little more, I'll see if the combat reloaded makes more sense, because they made some tweaks to it. But for right now, we'll just do it as
I'm
written.
like, I have good strength and a power glove, and like, for something with 20 plus health, for me to only do 2 damage per round, that's a lot.
Oh yeah. That's why I said combat can be...
Yeah, they've got like twice as many hit points as me, and I'm air quotes tank.
Tank.
Well, yeah, you're a tank.
I thought your name was Dent.
Tank. Dent.
Air quotes.
My
the
middle
tank?
name is Tank.
Oh, is air quotes your Christian name?
It indicates my blessed nature.
First name, air quotes. All right, so as you guys stand around these deceased creatures,
Time to go.
We get I like how our victory music is now some fucking smooth pseudo sci-fi shit.
yeah, Cygnus from Endless Space 2. But you guys are free to do whatever you would like.
I think we're gonna continue checking out the ship that doesn't look completely fucked. Yeah. Or I guess so I can take a look at this if nobody else is interested, but maybe I don't know much about these things. Maybe their cybernetics might tell us a little bit about where they came from.
While you're pondering
Where they
this
go.
in a very intelligent manner, Dent picks one up by the scruff of the neck and reaches a fist in and grabs some wires and crap and yanks them out and says, "Do you need any of this?"
I mean, maybe like so honestly, if like Fixer or nobody else, like nobody else who might be a little bit more apt at this, doesn't stop him, Marcus will totally take a look at it and use his technology on it to see if he can discern anything about like from whence it came.
Den basically degloves it. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up. If you do know what it is, I'm sorry. But and turns to Fixer specifically as the air quotes technology smart guy in the room. And like I don't know if they're still sparking, whatever, a handful of like random wires and tubes and glass.
Yeah, cybernetics isn't really my specialty, but I'll take a look.
Well, both of you, Marcus and Florian, can give me a technology check.
Not gonna end well for any of us.
Oh, I don't know. I got 2 6s out of 5.
Nice.
Hot damn!
2 6s.
Oh, okay. I will say, you both come to the same conclusion from very different routes. Florian
Yeah.
looking at like the jumble of wires and shit, and Marcus actually walking up and like poking around the creature. You're able to tell, again, it's obviously a Legion creature. You do see collars around their necks that, as you kind of poke around, you would be able to discern. They're basically like shock collars that whoever would have been in charge of this particular pack would have had the ability to use the shock collars to make sure that they behaved in the manner that they were supposed to. And because you got 2 6s, you'd be able to tell that the fact that these creatures were able to run amok the way they were, whoever their handler was obviously did not survive whatever incident befell. So they went out on their own. And these are obviously enhanced past what a normal Nakatra would be able to do.
Is there anything in what we see from that that would indicate if there were more of these in the control sphere, if you will, of who had initial control?
Nothing from the creatures themselves that you would tell you how many there would have been.
Okay. I reload my weapon and poke one of them in the whatever remains with the muzzle, and then put it away. So all right, so shall we check out this ship?
Already on the move.
All right. In that case,
Yeah, let's go.
As you go to the airlock leading out to the ship,
and they don't have anything useful, right?
No, like they don't have pockets or anything like that. They're just
Yep.
naked creatures with fur. So attached to the ship, it is a medium free trader, Omrit class. It is named Fatima's Bounty. The door to it is like, it's not locked or secured in any fashion, so you could go aboard and take a look if you wanted. But from the outside, like looking through the airlock, the path across to it seems to be intact.
All right, so somebody want to like maybe we get some cover while we go and check this thing out, see for one what the inside of it looks like, how many how many people we could fit in this, and then maybe go and check out the near, like if it still works, and then check out the nearby area for this cargo that Mrs. Moneybags wanted us to grab.
I go check out the new ship.
If
Do we want to wear the suits in case the ship is it's not pressurized or whatever, or we're not worried about that.
Solomon did tell you that the atmosphere inside of it was normal.
Is the door unlocked? Is
Yeah.
the-
Like I said,
Okay,
it's not secured at all.
I wasn't playing with the Katra. As soon as I knew that they were down, so Shaba's in a little bit of a hurry. He's like, I don't want to say he's panicking, but he wants to fuck off the ship. So as soon as the Katra were down, he's moving. And when everyone's like, hey, so what do we do now? He's already gone. He's already moving. So unless something stopped him or jumped him, he got to the door. If the door's unlocked, he's already doing the Legionnaire thing where he's like clearing doors and checking corners.
And Dent would be right behind him.
I would say, like, since everybody, you would get there first, since everybody is following you. Let me kind of show you the levels of the ship. Basically, it's empty. You make your way through. You do not find anybody on there. It is a total of 4 different levels, cargo bays. As you make your way through it, I will say you are now down to 12 hours left of your time between the battle, making your way down to the docking bay, and then kind of searching the ship. As you look around the ship, you can tell that it would be able to hold approximately 100 to 110 people, or 70 people, depending on how the size of the cargo. So 110 people, fewer the more cargo you would try to put into it.
If we weren't worried about cargo, and we're worried about not hypersleep. What the heck are they called? The
Cryopods?
cryopods. Thank you, the cryopods, so that we can jump from system to system. How many cryopods does this have room for?
This would only have enough cryopods for what would be considered the crew, so I'd say about 10. This is
We
more
wouldn't be
of
able to
a
jump
cargo ship as
anywhere.
opposed to a passenger vessel. What was that, Lars?
We wouldn't be able to jump. We wouldn't be able to jump anywhere with this ship than with other people on board. Like they would all die.
We could, but they're going to suffer all kinds of insanities, and basically they're going to wish they were dead.
Yes, it would not be. It would not be the humanitarian thing to do.
No, it would be better for them to just go into a star.
So my understanding is if we choose to take the totally legit and not suspicious at all cargo from the lady, we could not take even like half of the people who are currently
It depends
alive.
on the size of the cargo. You don't know exactly what the size of the cargo is.
Let's go look at the cargo.
But the ship can hold about 110 people, and you were told there's about 102 heat signatures.
Are we aware of anywhere to go in this system?
Nobody's really checked or asked.
Is it down to 100? Is it down to 100 heat signatures because we killed 2, or we just have no idea?
Possibly.
Sir, could you maybe ask Saruman?
Sorry,
You can always try.
Saruman.
What was the question? Because I know
Ask the Great Fiery Eye if there's like, I don't know, planets or anything in the area that we would be able to actually go to that are hospitable.
I seem to remember there was a planet and we were like one system away from or like one jump away from our destination. So I think there was a nearby planet, but I'll refer the question over to Suleiman again, just like local system basic
now I want
details.
to do my best Christopher Lee impression, but I know I wouldn't be able to do it well. The ship is currently in the Hamura system, drifting toward the Hamura star. There is the Hamura station, approximately I think it's AU, 1 day's travel away.
Okay, so there is somewhere we could take people to save them.
Fantastic. Let's get everyone on the ship and get the hell out of here.
Hey, robot guy. And should we tell people to start coming here?
That would be a decision that I, as the ship's AI, would not be able to make.
Hey, robot guy's friend, Fixer. Should we maybe tell people to come here?
We validated this ship is seaworthy, right? Pilot.
We're not in the ocean.
It's the ocean of the stars.
We're in the ocean of the
Darkest sea, the Black
stars.
Sea.
All right.
Better than the other
I
ship.
I can patch through to the chapel in the med bay that, the route. We can have Suleiman light the floor lighting. Marcus, did we want to check out those crates too while all that's happening?
Dent?
Yeah.
All right.
I can lift them.
Oh, wait, my bad. Gigantor.
I mean, I feel like anything that we can do, like anything we can do to the crates to kind of assess like what's in them, like if there's because who knows, maybe if we can just take some of them, we still get something for them, whether or not we get them from Shady Lady or not.
Maybe the people could spoon.
Maybe they could. And and who knows how many of those heat signatures were more of those creepy cybernetic dog things.
I don't like them.
To that point, Gigantor, are you willing to come with me to get to the, what was it, not the medbay, the chapel?
Before you even finish, yes. Let's go.
Okay. Fly Guy, you prep the ship, and Gigantor and I are going to try to do a rescue mission, and please do not take off without us.
Sounds good. How many people were in the med bay?
There were like 20 heat signatures.
And in the med bay, it would have been in the neighborhood of. You brought 10 people there, so it would have been about 70.
But Suleiman, whatever, he has definitely made communication between the two already a thing.
Oh, I'm sorry, 60. 60.
Oh, yeah.
My apologies.
That was
60.
right.
Yes,
yeah.
he did add the communication.
So all the people from the med bay plus us, there's not going to be a whole lot of room for the 100+ people in the chapel, right?
There were only 20 in the chapel.
Oh, okay.
It was
it
100. I think it was 102 heat signatures altogether.
Okay.
And they were able to say that there was 20 in the chapel and 82 in the midship section.
Okay, I'll get to work on prepping the ship.
All right. So once Fixer kind of patched through to both the chapel and the med bay and told them to come to the ship, you did get an immediate response from the med bay, from Brother Rama. You found a. Can you hear me? You found a ship?
Goes on the data pad. Yeah, that's right. It's the it's parked in one of the airlocks. It's the Fatma's bounty. We've got enough space for you, but we're prepping to get this thing out of here. So get everyone down here right away. There's no time to lose.
But what about the monsters, the creatures? Are they still around? Did you find all of them and kill them?
The crew bagged a couple, but honestly, you're probably safer making your way down here than hanging out, waiting for the ship to crash into the star and all.
You want me to bring
Aren't you a military
dozens
officer?
of unarmed people through the ship with monsters and hope we make it? Can you come back?
Yeah, I'm not coming back, but listen, the floor lights are on, just follow the lights. You'll be fine. You've
The
trained
four
for this.
lights. There are 4 lights.
Florian, give me a manipulation check.
Sorry, I forgot to mute. No sixes. So no success.
At this
Peasants.
point, Imogen, who has been listening to this conversation, is going to kick in and say, and do her own manipulation. It's like, darlings, you will be so much better coming here. You absolutely should come join us.
Give me a manipulation check.
Can I utilize my wealthy family?
Not in.
They have
the
met me.
sense-
They know.
They do, but I will say that this is regarding life and death, so I don't think this is a proper situation for that to give you a bonus.
Okay, so that means I
What if
only
so? Like,
get
if
what, 7?
if everything is for sale, is this person's life and/or morals for sale?
I don't know. It's not going to affect anything. Dent cannot assist in this role. However, Dent is listening and leans over and says, "That was really nice," to Imogen.
3 6s.
3 6s. You hear a heavy sigh. I'll see what we can do. I'll try and get everybody together. Some of these people are still sick. I don't know how long it will take us to get there. Just please don't leave until we arrive.
I understand, darling. Totally. I would, if they didn't need me to help move things around over here, I'd totally come get you, but we'll wait. Things are good.
I'll try and round everybody up and get them moving as quick as I can. Just pray to the judge that we don't run into those things on the way. I don't want to lose anybody.
Agreed. Ta-ta. See you soon.
Ta-ta for now. TTFN.
I'm sorry.
It's like-
I love
They're
Imogen
like-
so much.
Like that
Like,
group are a
and
bunch of
that's-
dicks. The one's like, yeah, I'm not
All
coming
of
over
them.
there. The other one's like,
All right,
"Oh,
so
yeah,
you guys are
I'm
kind
over
of splitting up, right? What is so Egregious is staying with the ship.
Imogen is staying with Egregious to, because he looks kind of wimpy and he might need help lifting
wimpy.
engine parts and pieces to get this in order. I don't fucking know.
All right, so Big
You look all
McLarge Huge.
beefy
Where are you
and-
going?
Say again.
No, Dent. Big McLarge Huge. Where are you going?
I was gonna say,
Big
am I big
McLarge.
McLarge huge? Because I love that. Yes.
So I will say,
Gigantor.
when I was writing the previously on for this, there is an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000 where one of the characters in the movie they're making fun of is just this big buff guy in a tank top, and they spend the entire time just coming up with different. It's like Big McLarge Huge, Slap McPunch Face. It's just like all kinds of different things talking about how his size was. And I tried to write the previously on making it all about Dent and using as many of those as I could, and I just couldn't make it work. But Big McLarge Huge was my favorite.
Big McLarge huge is definitely following Tarnan.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, Tarnan, you have not updated your name, so I know what your character's name is, but that's what
Having an
I'm
identity
following.
crisis.
All right, so you guys are going to the chapel. All right, then we
But we're not
have
going to get married.
No.
Florian. Where are you going?
I am totally married to this idea.
Oh, sorry. Florian would stay with I think he'd stay with the ship crew and maybe would interact with the AI and whatnot.
All right, and then Marcus, what are you doing?
Do we have anybody heading back to the med bay?
No.
Or did we just say, hey, y'all, come fucking go here?
That's
No, I
what,
just
that's what
convinced them to
Imogen
come to
convinced
us.
them to give it a shot.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Dent and Tarnan are out there heading in that direction.
The
Wow,
med
that was
bay
a
would
very
be straight
southern
north.
talk.
You guys are heading.
We
kind
are
of-
out there heading in that direction.
You're working very hard on your non-regional dialect.
Thank you. I am.
I mean, to be fair, TJ, you did move further north, so
Yeah, I know, but sometimes
yeah.
it comes out.
Oh,
I
yeah,
get it.
like
It happens.
I didn't even fucking grow up down there, and it comes into me. Anyway, no, I'll hang out with around the ship with Fixer and kind of like check out the cargo that Mystery Moneybags Maven the mystery moneybags maven. Yeah, there we go. There's some
mystery
variation.
moneybags, maybe. Let me see. Then it would be Dent and Shaba. It is going because of the direction that you went. You know it would take about 40. It's going to take about 45 minutes for you to get to the chapel from where you're at. Just so you're aware.
In normal human
In normal unmolested human walking.
I would like to radio back to.
Well, I want to wait till Nate and Jill get back. I'm just letting you know.
I am back.
Yeah, we're both back. I'm having some weird video issues, I'm here.
Yeah,
I like his new. Look, it's rich mahogany.
Exactly.
Oh my God!
But I
Rich
can't
mahogany
see
for real.
Nate.
Woo!
Okay, so while Nate works on his.
Yeah, like I'm still like
issues.
right in front of the thing.
Okay,
Just
well, you
carry on.
You figured that out. All right, so we are starting again. Like I said, it would take about 45 minutes of unmolested, normal human speed travel. Everything is going to be unmolested or molested travel from now on.
Even at a double time.
Um,
Can we shave it down to like 30?
I'm just going to say 45. Coriolis
Okay.
doesn't really have a mechanism for quick movement. So.
But however, during any early onset of that time, I would like to get a hold of Fixer and or Egregious and say, hey, get a hold of the chapel and tell them that we're on the way and have them be ready to move out.
Be ready to marry us.
No.
Yeah. I'll patch the message through to the intercom speaker system in that part of the ship.
Are you?
Or I'll ask Soliman to do that.
Okay, so you're patching Shaba directly to
Just
the chapel?
relaying the message
Oh, okay.
directly in the chapel if there's anyone still there, because we did tell them to move, but
So you do tell them that they're on their way, and you get the short burst coming back. Oh, thank God. We got a message from someone telling us that we needed to get to the docks, but we can't leave. I hope you get here soon. People need help. They're boils and everybody's sick, and we can't make it to the dock. Just don't leave us.
if we have communicator with Tarnin's character, I'll just relay the message. It sounds like some folks might be hit with the old radiation sickness down in chapel. Be ready for that.
Great. Sean, how many freaking elevators, not elevators, staircases I'm not worried about, but there's not like, we don't have to go straight up and down ladders, right?
I would say not. I would say
Okay,
that there's
cool.
ways to get around that.
I'm pretty sure Dent can pull people downstairs or and across whatever, but I don't want to try to imagine what a mess that would be dealing with ladders.
Is there anybody that's looking for the cargo, or did we just decide fuck the cargo?
I think.
Yes,
Marcus said he was going to.
Oh,
was
okay.
looking at the cargo.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure Shaba
Pictures
and
into
Dent
the
knew how
cargo,
long
too.
they were gonna travel, and then anything in particular. All right, so while Shaba and Dent are traveling, we will switch back to Egregious, Imogen, and Marcus.
Meanwhile, back at the
in
ranch.
docks. Back at Fatma's bounty. All right, so Egregious, you said you were going to ready the ship.
So I'd make my way to the cockpit bridge. I guess I don't know how big.
It
This
would be
thing
a
is a
bridge. It's
terminology
a
would be.
medium-sized freighter, so yeah, it would be a actual bridge. That would think of it like it would be like Firefly size.
Okay, so yeah, I'd make my way to the bridge and start, I guess, checking on the status of the ship and trying to get it all running.
Okay. Give me a pilot's check while you do that. Imogen, what are you doing? Chill.
I'm actually going to stick with egregious because I figure getting these things turned on might attract something.
Okay.
And I want to make sure our guy who knows what's going on stays alive.
Thank you.
And if he needs anything, he can keep fuddling around and I go get it for him.
Okay. All right. What was your pilot check, egregious?
I got a million dice and 1/6.
1/6. All right. So you're able to get everything online and ready to go. I mean, relatively quickly. It would be what you would consider a normal startup procedure. There doesn't seem to be any issues. There doesn't seem to be anything messed up about the ship itself. You would be able to tell with how close you are to the star that this ship would be able to reach escape velocity to get out of it. It'd be kind of close, but you know that you would still be able to.
Cool.
Then, so while you are doing all that, Marcus, what are you doing?
I'm checking out that cargo.
All right, so go
Basically,
ahead.
just like, yeah, well, no, it's like with the goal of like going and like checking out the area that we were told it was going to be in, and kind of assessing and initially assessing what we were being asked to deal with. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you take the security tablet with the manifest and everything. You follow that. You're able to go to the end of the docking bay, one of the smaller rooms. Door is closed. You're able to use the security tablet to open it. When it opens, you see a number of metal crates, all marked exactly as they are on your loading dock. On your manifest document. There are approximately 10 of them, all of them maybe 10 by 10 in size, so they are larger. As you kind of walk around them, you count them, you look at their size of them, and then from being back on the ship, you think that with the amount of space there was, if you were to load all of these, probably take up about the same amount of space as 40 people. About 4 people per crate.
Okay. Is there, since these crates clearly sound too large to move by hand, is there something about to help move them that would...
There are a number 4 large exosuits that are specifically designed to move heavy objects onto and off of ships.
How would I know how quickly we could move things, move this stuff onto the ship and then again off of it? Specifically, just like to give you context of what I'm thinking is like, if it would be quick while everybody else is dealing with like figuring out how many other people we can get on the ship, if it would be viable for me to just load, or for the people who remain around the ship to load up the shit, and then when people show up, assuming it doesn't end up being like a, oh, it took them 10 hours to get back sort of thing. If we would reasonably have time to be like, okay, well, we loaded all the crates onto the ship, but now we have people here and we see that there are actually, we need to remove some of these crates to have room for people. Would I feel with, like, based on, if I had enough knowledge about the freighters and all the things to make that happen and the amount of time, would I feel like that'd be a reasonable thing?
I would say, just a guess from what you've seen growing up and what you've done, I wouldn't say that you've used an exosuit in this manner yourself, but you have been through docks. I would say your best guess is it would probably take about an hour to load it. all of
Okay.
these things, because you know the exosuits can lift a lot, but they also don't move very fast. And so it would take about an hour to load it, about the same amount of time to unload it. You would also, as you're thinking of this plan, you would remember that Sabbathpur, one of her contingencies was discretion, that nobody else was supposed to know that these were even here. So just something to think about.
Yep. Do we have like well, okay. How much like I apologize just because like I don't remember the conversation that we had with Sabbath
It's been a
well
minute,
enough.
but-
Yeah, but would it like would we potentially be able to be discreet enough if they were just like we load all of this stuff onto the ship before anybody else gets here, and then as people get here, we go, oh, there are more people than we thought, and there was all of this stuff already on the ship. You know, let's just push some of these random crates out. Would that be would that clearly be in violation of the conversation that we had with?
You're kind of iffy on that.
Okay.
She did say all of them. I will.
All of them.
Yeah. She did say all of them. All of the medical narcotics.
Narcotics, I believe.
Narcotics.
Okay.
You don't have a little schematic or anything of the small ship, dude?
I do.
Ooh. It was like Victor, you stayed back as well, right? It was you, me, and Imogen that stayed back.
Yes.
Okay.
It was the three of you. So, it's 5 levels altogether, 4 levels altogether, but these 2 are the main cargo areas.
So I guess like was I the only one who of the 3 of us who stayed back who went to actually examine the cart the
Yes.
cart specifically? All right.
Yep.
So I guess after I finished like
Wait, hold on a
examining.
second. I'm sorry.
Who dare you?
Fixer also stayed back, and I have not asked you what you're doing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I was kind of like monitoring, doing some comm stuff, but definitely also interested in the whole cargo situation. So participate
would
in
be
the
there with
whole
Marcus.
situation. Yeah.
My bad. I
Yep.
apologize.
Yeah, because I figured just like I'd like whoever was or wasn't around after kind of like figuring that out. Yeah, I'd kind of like be like, all right, this is a group project. Like we're like let's talk about this.
I don't know if I would be in the area for this conversation, but I know that Imogen has a exo thing, and I have one.
Mhm.
So if we have multiple people moving crates, if we need to like offload crates for people, we could probably do that relatively quickly, I would think.
Mhm.
I mean, I was technically hired on here to be a deckhand. So, moving crates, kind of my wheelhouse.
Yeah, and it would be about an hour if you did it by yourself.
Mhm.
So every person would cut that down.
Yeah. So, because my take on this is, if we can satisfy her requirements and get paid what she's telling us she will pay us, great. But I'm more about as big as I am on a big payday, I'm more inclined to make sure we're taking care of these people. So I feel like if we can take all of the cargo and all of the people, great. But if we have to choose between one or the other, we jettison some cargo however that ends up being, and whatever Maven Moneybags thinks about that. Hopefully, we can come to an agreement that leaves everybody happy. But if not, well, perhaps we get rid of Maven Moneybags, and maybe these the contents of these crates are something that we can, even without every single one of them present, we can make a profit on.
I'm so proud of you right now.
Does does Shabbat Shalom have like psychic communication, or is this
No.
like
Totally out of character.
you can respond to this message?
I do miss that ability.
All right, so yeah, that's just a conversation between
between the three
Marcus
of us
and Fixer.
Although I do have like I'm sorry, remind me, because like I have a Comlink 5. Would that allow me to connect with any of our
Yes.
separated party members?
Yes. Comlink 5 would be anybody in your party you'd be able to talk to.
Cool. Well, so in that case, I'd like to talk to the two people who stayed with, come to a consensus on how we feel, and then confirm with our comrades abroad.
Okay, then Egregious and Imogen, they kind of run through what we've talked about.
Hey, Imogen is a highborn lady. You shouldn't call her broad.
God damn it. Did she give us $1 or a ruby or whatever amount that we were going to get?
She said 40,000 is what you were able to talk her up to, given all of the crates were on the ship and it was kept quiet.
I mean, let's be real, 40,000? That's not that much. Like, that's not exactly a payday. That's like a weekend out.
How much can a banana cost? $20?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, duh. So, I mean, I guess we should try it. Like, no harm, no foul. But like, this also seems like a lot of work for nothing. I don't know. Whatever.
Can we maybe does it seem like could we try to get information on what's inside the crates without like cracking the seal, as it were? Like leaving evidence that we tampered with it.
You would need to find a way to open them without leaving evidence that you opened them. There's sealed, like completely from the outside. Like there's nothing on the outside that
and I can
hinted what's in them.
And I can use that with my manipulation, right? I can manipulate the.
No, it's like a
cube.
Christmas present. You pick it up and shake it. And see
yeah, yeah. Okay, all right.
No, if you want to try and open it in a way that doesn't leave evidence that you opened it.
No, I don't.
Absolutely do.
Marcus does not have the self-confidence to execute such a maneuver.
They're probably full of like the plague or something. So if you open it, we're just all gonna die.
Which is why it's extra important that every single one of them be present, because only one of them holds the antidote. Well, I mean, I'm like, if nothing else, I mean, like, so money aside, I'm like, I am always kind of on for a good mystery. I kind of want to know what Maven Moneybags is all about and what's in these boxes. If we can get an easy payday out of it, great. If not, well, we can dump the boxes and the Maven into space. Oh, that wow!
That hit perfect.
Oh man,
that was timing.
It's like we can dump them all into space. Wow!
Imogen's eyes get kind of wide, just like, oh wow, I wasn't exactly expecting
a Spanish Inquisition.
The Wild West to be quite so wild. Oh my!
So, what's the consensus?
Yes, I guess I'm gonna put on
So-
my exosuit and start fucking loading crates.
And I'll supervise.
All right, so as you guys get in the exosuit, and after the first couple of crates are loaded, and then as Saba and Dent get closer, get pretty close to the chapel, you do hear Fixer. You do get some static and some chatter over your comlink, and you recognize the voice immediately as a very panicked Brother Rama. Hey, Fixer, we need you guys back. We need people back now. I cannot convince everybody to go. Half of them are sitting with Komina, and she's convinced them to stay on the ship and fall into the star, that they're going to be taken on some kind of journey. She's talking about some vision she has. There are 30 people who are just staying here because she's insane. I need people to come back. We need somebody to do something with her.
Can we do some quick mental math on if those 30 people equate to the amount of extra weight we would need for the cargo?
You did figure out that the boxes are about 4 people a box, so it's about 40 people worth of cargo.
Oh, wow. So,
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Who did this math? Don, I agree that someone in this group did the math. Who did it?
Well, actually, it would have been Marcus is the first one who noticed the size of the boxes, and that it would be about 4 people a box, and that was before this happened.
All right. I love and hate that very much. Thank you.
So yes,
I guess
you
back-
get that desperate sounding message from Brother Ramos.
Yeah, back on the. Well, I'll relay that to our away team, but you know that's their choice. Then there might not be much we can do for them.
These are innocent people that are being manipulated by a woman who she is obviously lost her mind. She's a heretic. She had a vision given to her from the judge himself. She is going to get these people killed. These are innocent people. We need to save them.
Roger that. We'll see what we can do.
Love my team. I love my team. I'm not there to hear this.
This group is so different than the last time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forward.
Can Den and Shaba hear any of this? Do we have any idea what's going on?
No, because
I think you guys are
No,
exosuit.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna forward the email to the comm link for the away team. Be like, yeah, there's this lady, and I guess she's trying to suicide cult a good 30 or so of them.
Yeah, that was the.
So-
if you remember when you had gone to the medbay, she was the one who was telling you about the spiritual healing, and that was her.
So Fixer, you know how a little bit ago, Suleiman put out the big announcement to the entire ship that we're all fucked in 14 minutes? Could we maybe work with Suleiman to put out an announcement that this lady's fucking crazy, and that anybody who wants to live should come to this ship that we just secured?
It's not a bad idea.
That's a terrible idea. We have like these crazy cyborg things running around, and you are talking about doing a ship-wide announcement of where everyone is and is going.
Well, I mean, like, ideally, Suleiman could only say tell that to the medbay, and even more ideal is if he could just like put out an announcement to the corridors saying, "Hey, everybody, go to the chapel. You'll be safe." Or somewhere, go to the pods that we escaped from, and that's where we're all gonna escape. So anybody who's smart enough to be trying to target these people or sadistic enough to be targeting the remaining survivors goes to the wrong place, and the survivors come to where we are.
Yeah.
My head
Okay.
hurts.
Hey, what? Way team, what's your status? Where are you at?
Red shirts, what are you doing?
John, how far are we?
You're about 10 minutes out. Like, because it's
We're
about
about 10 minutes
trip,
out.
You're
What's
about
up?
10 minutes from the chapel.
Be at the chapel in 10. What's up?
Yeah. The spirit lady back in Med is convincing a bunch of the locals to stay and go into the sun. So
What?
yeah, it's a whole thing. The officer, whatever his face, is trying to get some help with that too. So
Oh, Brother
Just giving you
Ramos,
some
you
optional
haven't talked
side
to
quests.
Officer Cadet School.
Oh, that's the brother. Okay, yeah, brother.
That's the
yeah.
Brother Ramos is the doctor. Komoro Vai
Ramos.
is the Legion Cadet School asshat.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, brother Ramos is asking for help in that situation too. So if you have
Can you
time,
patch me through? Can you patch me through to the med bay? Can you do that?
yeah, give me a minute here. I'm attempting
Well,
to
watch
patch for
out.
you now.
He's going off about heresy and heretics. So
Okay, you would be connected to the medbay.
Does he tell me
Okay,
that?
you're on.
Thank you. Hey, who am I speaking with? Who's here?
This is Brother Ramos.
Brother Ramos. Do you understand what a star is?
I do, yes.
Hey, can you just turn up your volume or whatever? Put this out so people can hear this. The fucking ship is falling into a fucking star, and if you don't get to the fucking escape ship, you're gonna burn. You're gonna die. If you want to stay here, I am not carrying your asses. I'm not gonna stop you from staying here. I don't even think Dent is gonna. Gigantor has decided he's gonna help me get the people out of the. What is it?
Chapel.
Thank you. Chapel. We ain't got time to deal with your shit. Either you come and live, or you stay and you die.
I cannot leave these people.
Your choices remain the same. I don't want any of you to die, but I am not
Then
risking
come
myself.
here and help me secure this heretic who is convincing these people to stay. She needs to be bound and taken to the sanatorium on Coriolis. That's where she belongs.
Do you know what a pipe is? Can you grab a bat? Can you smack her in the head? Can you inject her with something to get her to sleep while you drag her ass? If you want to force her to come,
I have given a vow of non-violence. I
then
cannot do
save
this.
who you can.
I will.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
I cannot. My religion does not allow me to leave these people here. I need to convince them to go, but I cannot do that while she is telling them that this is her vision, that this is what the judge wants, that this will lead them on their new path. She needs to be subdued. Somebody needs to come and do this, or all of these people will die.
Everyone has a free choice. Tell them, again, that you cannot encourage them to stay. Get them off there. Do what you can. I gotta take care of the chapel right now. We got people there. We don't know how many are gonna be able to make it out of the chapel. Do what you can while we deal with this.
Bring them here. I will cure whatever ails them, and then you can subdue her, and we can all go to your getaway ship together.
I roll my eyes. I cover my turn my comlink off, and I look over at Gigantor. I'm sorry. I look over at
Big,
Dent.
make large, huge.
Well, Gigantor, what do you think?
It is sad that they choose to die.
I agree. Let's save who we can, and then get our asses the hell out of here.
Yes.
Agreed.
My ass is very big.
God. I turn my comlink back on and say, what was I always calling him? I wasn't calling him Fixer. What the hell was I calling him? Techie?
Sure.
Hmm?
Sure, I
Sounds
do
right.
not remember.
Yeah. Hey, Techie.
Yeah, you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. if
All right.
if
What's
they
up?
want to stay, then they stay. How much time do we have? Please don't put that over an open channel. You know what? Fuck it. Put it on an open channel. How much time do we have?
Open up the PA system for this Amazon response. ETA till the sun fall. Solomon.
There is approximately 11 hours until the disintegration zone is reached.
Oh, there you have it, folks.
Fly boy, fly guy, are you online?
I have a communicator. I don't know if I'm actually on.
Yeah, you would
Line.
be. He would be able to talk
Okay.
to you. Yeah.
Yes, I'm online.
How positive and comfortable are you with getting us the hell out of here in 11 hours? How much time do you need to get us the hell out of here?
That's a great question.
Can you get back to me on that?
But
You would
Sure, I'll talk-
you would know that
Oh.
with all your preparation, as soon as the people were loaded, you'd be able to disembark. Like it would be minutes from when the airlocks closed.
where we'd get to safety.
I guess what do you mean by safety?
Well,
He just
isn't the star like exploding or something?
No, you're falling into the star.
Oh, okay.
You're just in
so,
its gravity well.
Okay, so we've got time. We really just need a few minutes to fly out of here.
What about the other two? What are they doing right now?
I think they're maybe getting the crates.
The crates? Oh
They
yeah,
are,
that's
they're starting to load the crates as this conversation's happening.
Harry, are you guys online? Can you hear? Techie, can you put them online too?
You'd be able to talk
Yeah,
straight
no-
to them.
Yeah, they're working on Plan B right now, but they should be able to hear you.
How much time do you need to finish loading and doing whatever you're doing to be happy? Do you have time to go encourage a few people to get the hell off the ship?
That would be Marcus and Imogen he's talking to.
I mean,
I'm-
time maybe, but like inclination? Not really.
You can't see him nodding, but Shaba is nodding.
Yeah, I mean, you can lead a space horse to space water.
But you can't
Yeah.
make itself from falling into the sun.
Yeah, exactly. But all the water in the universe ain't gonna quench the sun. I believe it's
my
I believe it's
grandmama,
the idiom.
my grandmama always said, you can't solve stupid, and Lady Imogen Highborn the Fifth kind of knew her shit, so she's one of the reasons I'm out here.
Okay, if you guys don't want to go check it out, don't check it out. We'll be back as soon as we can with whoever we can get out of the chapel. Any other thoughts, Gigantor?
No.
Well said.
All right. In that case, you do end up making it close to the chapel. As you arrive, you do see that large sections of the outer hull around the chapel have been ruptured or torn off, destroying nearly all nearby escape pods and docked ships. As you look out, you can tell the only way to rescue the trapped survivors is to undertake a spacewalk to reach the chapel. Because you... There, oh. you. And you're being able to see. Where is it?
Can't anything go
Token
right?
vision. Global illumination. Come on. Oh, good lord. All right, hold on a second. Let me drag somebody over here. There we go. So, you arrive here, and you see that the walkway leading to the chapel entrance has been destroyed. So you see a door, window, space, and then the entrance to the chapel. As you enter, you do see that there are... the airlock has 4 exosuits, as well as a winch with 150 meters of cable. But there is no other way to reach the chapel.
I fucking quit.
And it's
Now we need
11:15.
them.
I think that is the perfect space to end tonight with the decision of what do you do?
Oh,
Op.
We need
I mean-
that
Whoa.
bridge that I thought there was in the previously on.
I mean, I feel like I've done this logic puzzle before. Is there a fox on one side and a hen on the
And then
other?
there's some grain or something like that.
Yeah.
A train with some people on one and
There's
Some other
there's a
people-
track
other-
and you have to pull it halfway through the train. I don't know. All right, but that is where we will pick up next time with crates being loaded onto the ship, a doctor and some crazy people being left to their own devices, and a decision made on what to do about a separated and trapped group of people in a chapel.